Hi again, everyone. I'm Lindsay, and welcome to UTBB's latest Smokehouse Chat, our ongoing web series where we provide information and updates on our unified efforts to protect Bristol Bay. Today, I'm excited to talk about the upcoming election and how your vote is crucial in protecting salmon and our way of life here in Southwest Alaska. As you know, we are at a critical moment in the work to protect Bristol Bay. The U.S. Army Corps of Engineers is fast-tracking Pebble's permit at record speed, and we need all hands on deck to combat this project. One tool that could help protect pristine salmon habitat threatened by Pebble is Ballot Measure 1, which we will all vote on in November. First, a little background about the initiative. If passed, Ballot Measure 1, also known as the Stand for Salmon Initiative, would update Alaska's salmon habitat laws, which haven't been changed since statehood nearly 60 years ago. This update was drafted by Alaskans after the legislature, at the request of the Board of Fish, failed to make changes to outdated salmon habitat laws during the last legislative session. More than 40,000 Alaskans have signed on in agreement supporting the need for an update to permitting rules in salmon habitat areas. There's a lot of misinformation out there about Ballot Measure 1, but we're here to give you some simple key facts. So here are 3 basic things to understand about what this initiative will mean if it passes. First, Alaska's permitting laws will have actual standards for responsible development in salmon habitat and will balance development and the protection of salmon, outlining minor and major project standards to protect fish. Second, if companies do develop in salmon habitat, they will be required to clean up their own mess instead of leaving that bill to taxpayers, and it improves requirements for project bonds. Third, Alaskans will get public notice, an opportunity for public comment, and an actual voice in salmon habitat permits. There are currently no requirements for the state to inform or take into account Alaskan voices in these permits. Alaskans have a right to know and deserve a say in the projects that would greatly impact them. So, to recap, voting yes means better standards to balance development and the protection of salmon, companies having to pay their own way, and the people's right to know and engage in these decisions. Voting yes puts Alaskans in charge of our own resources. Voting yes on 1 helps stop the Pebble mine. Opponents of Ballot Measure 1 are claiming that this initiative will halt all development across Alaska, and we're here to tell you that simply isn't true. As I said earlier, all the initiative does is create balance between development and protecting salmon by updating our current outdated permitting system. Another key thing to be aware of is which groups oppose Ballot Measure 1. It's companies like Pebble and other large resource extraction and development groups who want to confuse Alaskans. On the other hand, support for Stand for Salmon comes from everyday people and Alaskans like you and I who depend on Alaska salmon for our cultures, our livelihoods, our food, and our economies. People who want to see our salmon continue to support Alaska for generations to come. You can learn more at standforsalmon.org or attend an informational meeting in Bristol Bay Hub communities this fall. Find the full schedule on our Facebook page and website. So thank you for tuning in, and if you applied for a PFD, you are registered to vote. Please remember, if you do not support Pebble Mine, vote yes on Ballot Measure 1 on November 6th. We'll see you at the polls. Paid for by Stand for Salmon, Anchorage, Alaska. Michael Wood, Chair, approved this message. Top 3 contributors are Alaska Conservation Foundation, Anchorage, Alaska, the Alaska Center, Anchorage, Alaska, and Cookie Lake Keeper, Homer, Alaska.